House in the same manner that you have invited Madriaga, you have invited so many witnesses there. Invite Saldico to the House, invite Marines.
Paano na po kapag yung anak niyo po ay nahuling nagdodroga o nagtutulog ng droga? Ang gagawin?
Ito nga ang nagtataka ko, ano? Bakit pagka makakasira ng BBM, binablock? Bakit pag kay Sara Duterte, hindi binablock?
Na-arresto na po si Saldico. Nagpahayag na po ang Senado na handa sila pitahan si Saldico sakali makabalik man siya dito through as his pantila lang sa sinabi ni Julio. Pero kanina rin nakausap po namin si Kong Teredidor if willing naman sila pitahan sa House para magkaroon ng pagkinig din. Pero ang sabi ni Kong Tered ay papaubayan na lang po nila sa Ombudsman. May we get any comment po with that statement?
Seniority pa rin.
Alam mo, double-edged yung, double-bladed yung pagkaka-capture kay Saldico eh. Kasi the problem with Saldico now is that of course he is going to try to save his skin. Diba? Nag-upload na ng mga video messages siya. Exonerating himself, telling the country na ang nagputos niya, si Romandes at saka si BBM. Di ba? Yun ang sinasabi niya eh. So, kung ba, sasabihin ng House na tatawagin siya, under what committee? Kaya, under what committee? Siguro, but, it could also give Saldico a platform to be able to propagate his own version of his story. Di ba na kasalanan dito, inutusan lang ako ni Romualdez. At saka, syempre, to add more leverage to his bargaining position, isasamputan niya si BBM. Sabihin na, kasama yung presidente dito. Get the person on top. Diba? Kaya medyo, you have to be also a little bit worried about Saldico. I am personally happy that Saldico is finally caught. Kasi he must be brought here, not for the purpose of listening to what he has to say. Kasi polluted na yan eh. But for the purpose of him answering to accountability. To be able to suffer the penalties for the plunder that he has done. Siya ang chairman ng Appropriations Committee. Hindi mangyayari lahat yung mga nakawan na ginawa nila sa flood control projects without the indispensable participation of Saldico. So Saldico must face the country now. And if he has any conscience left in him, total, delikado naman ang buhay niya, sabihin na lang niya ito. Sabihin niya lahat ang totoo. Huwag niyang dagdagan, huwag niyang bawasan, sabihin niya lahat ang totoo. I hope he will do that.
Attorney Ferdy, please.
Well, that is what I have been saying, kaninang double standard. The motives that JB, by the way, before I begin, if JB says he hates to agree with me, I always love it when JB agrees with me. And I always love it when I agree with JB because we agree on so very few things. Anyway, yan ang sinasabi ko kung double standard with all due respect to JB. Yung motivation na sinasabi niya kay Saldico to save his own skin ay pwede rin sabihin kay Madriaga. That's number one, di ba? He's trying to save his own skin. Number two, why would we block the testimony of Saldico when, sabi ni JB, this will give him a platform to propagate his own version? Hindi ba ang katotohanan, marami-raming versions at itingnan mo kung anong version ang totoo? Why are we listening to the version of Madriaga and not Saldico? Ito pong si Saldico, hindi naman hearing ito sa impeachment. He will be called as a resource person to the House or the Senate, and there he will be subjected to probing questions from all the learned senators there and all the learned members of the House doon sa own version ng Blue Ribbon ng House of Representatives. Alam niyo po, Ito nga ang nagtataka ko, ano? Bakit pagka makakasira kay BBM, binablock? Bakit pag kay Sara Duterte, hindi binablock? All versions should be given prominence. Para yan yung kung napanood yung pelikulang Rashomon. Maraming versions ng truth eh. Then titignan mo, ano bang paniwala dito? Kung si Ping ay iimbitahin niya si Saldico, iimbitahin niya rin yung 18 Marines kasi ino-corroborate doon yung version ni Saldico. Gamitin din niya ang powers ng Senado para hanapin si Gutesa. Mag-imbita rin siya ng mga kontra, yung mga nagsasabing sinungaling si Saldico at sinungaling yung 18 Marines. Diyan lang po natin malalaman kung ano talaga ang totoo. I-cross-examine nyo, i-background check nyo, but all should be invited. And that is the reason why Ping cannot get the signatures necessary for a partial report. Muna-muna, the concept of a partial report is ridiculous. Paano kung partial report na dumating na development, parang yan, si Saldi mo dumating. Bakit gusto mong ipalabas yung partial report, eh baka ipapakonklusyon noon with intervening circumstances. Yan ang kalokohan ni Ping eh. Tapos isusisihin niya yung mga kapwa niya senador. Ayaw daw pumirma. Wala pong obligasyon under the Constitution pumirma ng kahit anong report ang senador. Whether they sign or not is subject to their own individual discretion. Parang yung family report ni Big Gordon, walang gustong pumirma, dalawa lang yata sila. That is the essence of a collegial body. Hindi porket ikaw ang chairman, that gives you the right to impose upon your fellow senators. Na pirmahan niyo ito, kundi you are not doing your duty. Kalokohan yung sinasabi ni Senator Ping ngayon. So, ang akin din dito, invite Saldico to the House in the same manner that you have invited Madriaga, you have invited so many witnesses there. Invite Saldico to the House, invite the 18 Marines, invite yung mga congressmen na tinatanggi nila. Sila Stella Kimbo na hindi sila tumanggap, si Martin, imbitahin nyo. Lahat imbitahin nyo. And i-televise nyo. Let the people decide who is telling the truth and who is not telling the truth. Let the people decide because the people are smarter than this elite think they are. Matalino po ang taong bayan.
Father Robert, you want to react on the Zaldico development?
Opo, si Madriaga at saka si Saldico, hindi ko po sila kakilala personally.
So, nagsasabi ba ng totoo si Madriaga? Nagsasabi ba ng totoo si Saldico? Ngayon, pag kinuha sa isang forum, katulad yan sa Kongreso, there's so much pressure on the person who is standing at the witness stand, who is in the witness stand, to save his neck. So whether it's Santiago or Saldico, pero yun ang problema. Kailangan talaga go beyond the political and the legal and get to the truth. So kung totoo yung sinasabi ni Madriaga, therefore, nandun yung prima facie, probable cause, tapos huwag nang masyado mag-serve i-translate na. Kaya lang, ibang usapan pag nakarating sa Senado, natatakot tayo. Pero parang kasi, I think, gusto ko lang sabihin at the end of this discussion, hindi masyado na pag-uusapan yung moral and cultural impact ng lahat ng ito. Let me just give you two short stories. No? This happened to me personally. Ang Presidente si Duterte, lahat ng mga bata doon sa parokya ko nagmumura ng PI. Lahat ng mga bata nagmumura ng PI. Eh kami mga pare, bawal sa amin magmura ng PI. Ngayon, nagmumura na ng mga bata. Okay. Pangalawa, during the Duterte administration, early 2016, nagsisimula na yung war against drug. Nakasakay ako sa isang taxi driver. Sabi ng taxi driver, Father, okay itong presidente natin. Talagang pag drug addict, drug pusher, drug lord, dapat patayin. Dapat patayin without due process. Opo, kasi ang mga pulis naman, alam naman sila kung sino dapat patayin. Kaya talaga, alam ng pulis kung sino dapat patayin. So, he went on and on, extolling the virtues of President Duterte until I asked him this question. Paano na po kapag yung anak niyo po ay nahuling nagdodroga o nagtutulog ng droga? Ano gagawin niyo? Dadalhin ko sa pulis at sa harapan ko, hihingin ko sa pulis na patayin ang anak ko. That was really the depths of my desperation. for a father to say, it is okay, killing is okay pumatay. Maski na sariling anak ko, pwedeng patayin kasi okay yung moral campaign ni Duterte. It was a moral campaign. That was their narrative. Drug is destroying the moral fiber of our country. So therefore, we have to eliminate the cause from the very root. Patayin ng lahat hanggang sa drug lord. Pero hindi naman nakakarating sa drug lord.
Panero,
That's,
manjingin ko lang.
Sandali lang. We have 2 more questions from media.
Hindi, kasi yung
Due to-
kay Salvi ko, meron nga palang technical problem. Kasi Salvi ko ang sumarang ng arrest from the Sandigan Bayan. So, any invitation by both houses will have to go to Sandigan. Hindi pwede yan imbitahin ng walang approval for Sandigan. Parang for
Correct. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I'm Sawer Guarme from Ronda Balita, Pilipinas, ang Taglaibla. Tatanong ko lang po kay Atty. Tomasio at kay Atty. Regarding po doon sa file po ng impeachment doon po sa lower house, nung una-unang batch na nag-file ng impeachment laban kay VP Sara, 100% tinanggap po. Bakit po yung pangalawang batch na they knows na nandun po lahat ng ebidensya, nagdahilan po sila na walang sekretariat, hindi po matanggap yung impeachment for the second time around, na yun po yung magpo-prove. Yun po yung magpo-prove kung ano ang mayroon doon sa impeachment na dinala nila Atty. Tomasio laban po doon sa impeachment PBBM. Di ba? First time, nag-file ng case kay VP Sara yung first batch, tinanggap nila laban VP Sara. For the second time around, dumating po yung second batch, nag-file ng impeachment laban kay PBBM. Hindi po yung tinanggap dahil mali-maleta po yung dalang ebidensya. What would you say regarding with that sa pangyayari po yan, Atty. Tomasio and Atty.
Well, proceeding from the issue of the quality and quantity of evidence, nag-focus lang tayo sa procedure. Para sa amin po ay dapat tinanggap because the Constitution says it is a Secretary General. The office of the Secretary General, hindi yung Secretary General mismo. Kung wala yung Secretary General, hindi naman niya dinala yung buong opisina niya. Pagdating naman namin doon, may deputy siya, may mga desk naman doon, may computer, may printer, andun naman yung opisina, dapat tinanggap. But anyway, going to the impeachment again, ako po ay veterano na ng impeachment. Many of you may not remember that I was one of the 2 persons who successfully impeached then COMELEC Chairman Andres Reyes. At I agree again with JV. Ito po ay political eh. Yung amin po ito, kwento ko lang very briefly with the time permission of Atty. Lison. Yung amin po, they tried to block it sa House. Nagbotohan, insufficient daw in form. Okay. Ngayon, hindi nag-agree yung House Justice Committee chairman, then the late Ray Umali. Ang ginawa namin, dinala namin sa plenary, overwhelmingly, the House Committee was overruled and the articles were transmitted to the Senate. Ito ngayon, this is where the present situation comes in. Di ba sabi nila gusto nila mabilis? Bakit hindi pa nila gawin yun? Bakit hindi pa nila i-transmit agad sa Senate para mag-trial na? Hindi nila gagawin kasi gagamitin na niya yung hearing para sirain si VP Sara. Kaya nila yan. Don't let anyone tell you different. 1/3. Sisiw. Di ba? Pero bakit hindi? Again, sinisira nila si Sara, ginagamit nila yung hearing. Thank you po.
Yes, ako naman. Ito, instead of answering, tatanungin ko yung pangyayari ko. Bakit ba kasi ayaw humarap ni VP Sara doon sa hearing? Alam mo, nung merong Quadcom, hinaharap ni VP Sara yung Quadcom. Di ba? Hinaharap nga niya, piloso mo na lahat yung mga congressman doon eh, binabarog-bago niya eh. Forgive me for saying, minsan ang dating na parang binabastos niya, di ba? Quadcom yun ha, Quadcom. Ito, Justice Committee. Binigyan siya ng, kasi sabi ng Supreme Court eh, hindi naman yan nasa konstitusyon, sabi ng Supreme Court. O kayo, House Justice Committee, at every stage of the proceedings, bigyan nyo ng pagkakataon ang respondent na sumagot. Kasi yan ang due process. Kaya lang kasi, alam mo yung due process, You will find that in Section 1 of Article 3 of the Constitution. It is only available if there is a threat to life, liberty, and property. Impeachment does not involve any of those things. Kasi impeachment, tinatanggal mo yung high official na hindi mo pwedeng ihabla. You cannot sue these people eh. You cannot. So you have to first remove them by means of impeachment. Ngayon, ang point ko dito, doon sa stage ng House, talagang political yan, Father. Wala na tayong magagawa to kahit i-define ng Supreme Court yan. Hindi! Primarily legal yan. Sabi ni Chief Justice, yung legal, doon na kayo sa legal pagdating sa Senate. Kasi dyan ay evidence eh. Dyan ay trial. Kaya tama rin naman si Panyero, huwag kayong mag-trial dyan sa Justice Committee. Ang tanong ko lang, bakit pa ayaw marap ni Vice President sa Justice Committee? Sabi niya, there will be a bloodbath. Eh, ni isang patak ng dugo, wala akong makita. Eh, kasi nga, ayaw marap eh. Has she turned chicken?
I will answer that very incisively. You right up here, she does not want to go there because she does not have to. That is the right of every person, either in a criminal case, a civil case, or in any case. Okay, I will throw the question back, not to my good friend, but to those in the house saying na bakit siya ayaw umarap. Luis ko, bakit yung asawa mo yung na-accuse ng rape? Hindi mo pinaharap, kinago mo. Inamin mo di ba? Oh, number one. Number two, Dilima, nung ikaw ay iniimbestigahan ng House Committee doon sa so-called believing drug trade, di ka rin humarap. Oh, we respected that. Sabi, ang complainants doon, bakit ngayon you turn around and say, dapat it should be taken against the Vice President. Hindi humaharap si VP dahil nakita na niya doon sa Quadcom that she is just legitimizing the proceedings. Number two, she now has a pending petition before the Supreme Court questioning the very proceedings na sinasabing ayaw niyang humarap. By going there, it may be interpreted as tantamount to a waiver of her causes of action before the Supreme Court. So that is the short answer. Very logical. Is well within her rights. There is a pending case at ayaw niyang paggamit sa mga, ito na rin nagsabi ng term, ayaw magpagamit sa mga clowns, di ba? Sabi nga nila, di ba? When a clown becomes president, the clown does not become presidential. The palace becomes a circus.
Father Robert, please react. And then we have one.